Welcome back, everyone. I am currently playing the Stanley Parable. I think that's how you say its name. Sorry I haven't been uploading lately. I have been a bit busy, but I'll try to upload as much as I can. I originally saw this game on Steam Greenlight, and I didn't know that there was a Half-Life 2 mode for it. I do know that there is 6 endings, I believe, to it. So I am going to try as much as I can. I know I'm going to do the good ending and the bad ending. Good meaning that I follow everything the instructor says. Bad meaning I don't follow everything it says. And I'll try different types. But further ado, let's play it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor next to his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on a monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and walked out into the hallway.
But yeah, it seems like a really interesting game, and I can't wait for the remix.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself, and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
I don't get the point of the game, but it's funny, kind of. I like the narration, though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This time I'm going to follow everything he says. See what he does. So, which room? Oh, I can't even go in there. That's... yeah. Oh, here it is.
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified to find not a single person here. He decided he would walk up to see his boss, hoping that he would find an answer there.
Let alone that the boss was never there. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
How can you even have a boss in this type of building? That's my question, dude. Oh no, the boss is in here, what a shock.
Entering his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh, that so looks like a trap.
It was at this point that he began to feel dizzy and a little sick, and even thought he might pass out when suddenly he noticed a keypad next to the filing cabinet in the corner.
Bit obvious. It's pretty big.
Stanley had never seen this panel before, and had no idea what combination of numbers would produce any result. In fact, only Stanley's boss knew this, since the panel withheld access to the boss's greatest, darkest secret. And so he had assigned the keypad a combination that only he could possibly know. The number of his freshman dorm number in college. 195.
Oh, that's easy.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Yeah, sheer luck.
Stanley ventured forth into the newly opened passageway. deeper into
So
the
what's
bowels
down
of
here?
the building. Stanley had no idea where he was or what this place held.
I
And
bet
just
everyone's
as he
throwing
began
in
to
my
think he
birthday
might not
surprise.
discover a thing, he emerged into a long room to find rows
Whoa.
and rows of monitors.
Nope.
Screens with a number above it. Stanley noticed, however, that these were not random numbers, but the number of
247.
employees who worked in the building, his co-workers. Even his own number, 427, had a place on the wall. But why a setup so elaborate, he asked. Was this simple surveillance, or something even more? And as if in answer to his question, the walls
He's
slid
watching
open
it.
before
Whoa.
him, revealing the ultimate truth of the situation.
This is...
An enormous control panel, Stanley discovered, but not one that controlled simple machinery. Buttons were labeled with emotions. Happy, sad. Levers and knobs controlled actions. Walking, eating, doing work, or watching TV. Every input on this device monitored not the functions of a machine, but of a human being.
That is pretty
And the
disturbing.
reality began to sink in. Stanley, like so many other people, reduced to images on a monitor, had been under someone's control, always at the mercy of this machine. Could this have been the only reason employee number 427 was content with his boring job? That a machine had altered his emotions to accept it blindly? He began to feel an unbridled rage, and at the peak of his anger, something happened. A spark. Stanley looked up and saw the generator overhead, still providing some small amount of power to the machine, keeping it alive. And knowing that this generator was all that kept the controls running, Stanley moved to the ladder in the back of the room and began to climb towards the rafters.
What, that one? Just check this one. Oh, now it goes away. Narrators need to talk faster, man. That is one messed up ladder.
The higher Stanley climbed, the closer he felt to freedom, the further from enslavement.
Oh, that cannot be good. Alright, never mind. False alarm. Figured like wind would knock him down or something would pop out or... Ooh, wait, what is this? Nothing. Simple controls. I don't know which one to pick. Disable. Alright, how long do I have to hold this? Wait, that... Did I win?
Blackness.
Oh, alright.
All alone.
And then... more blackness. And more blackness. Am I supposed to move? Oh, I am supposed to move. What's over here? Absolutely nothing.
As he stepped through the door into the fresh outside air, a feeling of liberation rushed through Stanley's body. He had seen power, he had seen enslavement, and he had destroyed it. The underling was in control now. He had found his leading role. Stanley never discovered why everyone had gone missing, nor how and when he had come under the machine's control. But it didn't upset him terribly, because he knew that this was how things were meant to happen. All he felt was a delight unlike any he had ever known before. Never again would he follow someone else's orders without question. Never again would anyone tell Stanley where to go, what to do, or how to feel. No more bosses, no more instructions on a screen. Stanley decides for himself now. And he stepped out into the world, and he felt the cool breeze.
Oh, come on, something's gotta happen.
And Stanley was happy.
They don't just let him out free. Come on. And a giant monster came up and killed him and the end. Written and created by Davey and I don't know how to say his last name, sorry. Kevin Brightington, or Brighting, colon Eddings. So yeah, it's pretty short, but there's 6 endings, so it makes it a little bit more longer and more exciting. I'm planning on playing the remix of this when it comes out. It's currently greenlit, so they just have to, I think they just have to send, Valve the codes and do magic, and it's finally on their game. No, thank you for making this game. Or mod. Alright, I will be back in a couple of seconds for you anyways, to do the second part when you enable the machine. Bye-bye.